Ladies and gentlemen, would you join me in welcoming to the stage the Honorable Congresswoman from Minnesota, Betty McCollum, and the Honorable Congressman from Pennsylvania, Mike Fitzpatrick.
They've actually been up all night at a party, and so they're.
I heard that.
Together.
We have just a few minutes, as you know, with a packed schedule and with votes going on. But I think the most important few minutes that we have of this conference is occurring right now. For years, I have felt that community action, particularly the community services block grant, has sort of languished. It's sort of a secondary issue in some members of Congress's mind. We have two people today that have really stepped up to lead this program. Both stepped up voluntarily, both stepped up willingly, saying, I want to help. So I'm going to introduce to you, the first one is Betty McCollum, who is, sorry about this, but probably my favorite member of Congress.
That's because I like baseball.
The infamous 2011 State of the Union speech, it was Betty that invited me to witness the president talking about our program, but
that wasn't what I planned on, David. I didn't write the speech.
Long bio on appropriations, on interior appropriations, senior Democratic whip, National Council on the Arts, co-chair of the Native American Caucus, one of the absolute up-and-comers and leaders in the House, and in your sixth term? Are you in your sixth term now? Seventh term, and just one of the absolute nicest people in public life I've ever met. So Betty McCollum. Now, to this side is Congressman Mike Fitzpatrick, a Republican from Pennsylvania. And the thing about, I'll go through very quickly on Fitzpatrick, but let me while I set myself up on it, let me just say that we got together for coffee last summer. And we get together periodically and just catch up on things. We got together for coffee last summer, and we were just talking on race, we're talking on your race, politics, just generally what's going on in community action, which we do about once a year. Then I happened to casually mention, well, we're working on this CSBG reauthorization bill, just casually, because he asked what's going on. Mike Fitzpatrick said, David, I want to help you with that. I want to be a champion. I want to be there. So because we just have a few minutes, let me tell you, lots of people can point at things that aren't right in Washington. We have two guests that are clearly things that are right. So please join us. Okay? You're welcome. So I have Pelosi coming at 8 o'clock. So let me start off. You've got some comments and you've got some comments. Or do you want some questions? How would you like this?
Whatever Mike would like to do.
He's
in
the majority, yes. You control the House, so we ought to. He has no power, but you do.
First, I want to say thanks for the support. We see the stickers all over the House today. That means a lot to Betty and I. We introduced this bill, which is so important to community action agencies around the country, in January. David is really perceptive on the Hill. He knows a lot of members. He's doing a lot of work. But what we need is we need to exponentially pick it up. Every one of you know your members of Congress. You deal with them. You serve the constituents that they serve, and they need your help. but they need to hear from you on this bill. So we're asking you to basically get out and ask your members of Congress to co-sponsor the bill. Let me just say, and then I guess we'll hear from Betty and then maybe take some questions that you have, that I really appreciate the work that you do every day in the communities. My background is as a county commissioner. That was the background that I brought to the United States Congress. And so I understand that as, you know, in Washington, as we do and we have to do, we debate these great programs of our country and our societies, and we talk about how much, you know, funding and where the funding is going to come from and how to allocate it. Nobody really in Washington actually delivers a service the way you do. And every dollar that's allocated on the national level, we have to know, and I do know because I work with the community action agencies in Bucks County. My district is Bucks County and Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. We know that there are dedicated, sincere, competent professionals in the communities taking those dollars and stretching them as far as you can possibly stretch them to serve as many people as you have to serve, and that's a growing number today. And so I just want to say thank you for what you do, because without your agencies and without your commitment and the boards that you serve with and the staff that you hire, none of the debates, none of the principles, none of the programs, and none of the funds coming from the federal government are going to reach the people that they need to reach and that you serve. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Well, yeah, I just want to build on that. I meet with my CAP agencies quite often, and I just saw Clarence out in the hall with some other, and I know there's other folks here from Minnesota. Thank you for what you do. What's so fantastic about working on this is, you know, I have Ramsey County, you have Bucks County, and you make it work for your county. You have people who are getting the services, delivering the services, overseeing the services, all sitting down together and figuring out what do we need to make our families, our community, our state, our nation more successful. So I think, you know, what Mike said is so true, and we can't thank you enough for what you do and the way that you take, you know, our treasure and invest it in our future, you know, and in our families. I want to say one other thing now. This is exciting to be here, and it's exciting to be here with Congressman Fitzpatrick. You always hear about all the dysfunction in Washington. You don't quite often get to see how a lot of us really work together to try to accomplish good things for our country. And David brought us together. And I can't think, quite frankly, you hear Democrats and Republicans. My mother's family, all Republican. They settled Pennsylvania. So I know I'm in good hands with the gentleman from Pennsylvania. Thank you, David.
You're welcome. Thank both of you. We've got just a couple minutes. We have 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats on this bill. Congressman Fitzpatrick, Betty McCollum, Congressman Lou Barletta, Congressman Jim Costa. Do we have a chance to get a very, very strong bipartisan bill with many, many members on it in this time and age? What do you think?
I think so. I mean, I think the CSBG program, it's been around for a while, has proven how valuable it is. You know, if you are, you know, from the more conservative side of the spectrum, you should appreciate the fact that this is a program that goes directly to, you know, through states to local community agencies and county governments with very limited sort of administrative cost.
Right.
And so, you know, to the extent that you want great, efficient use of limited resources, this is the program you want to support. If you're from the liberal side of the political spectrum, you want to see your federal dollars go directly to constituents, as Betty said, investing in the future, investing in families to lift people out of poverty, to make them self-sufficient, teach them how to be self-sufficient. You know, so from whatever perspective you may see or sit on the political spectrum, there's something in this that's really important. Mm-hmm. And so it has the history. It's been a while since it's been reauthorized, but it's been reauthorized both in Democrat houses and Republican houses, and so it's got the history. The future is important, and so I look forward to hearing from the members of the folks who are here that they want to sign on.
The one thing I also want to add, Congressman Fitzpatrick, Congresswoman McCollum, they've taken a leading role on reauthorization on a new CSBG bill. But parallel to that, they both stepped forward almost simultaneously about a month ago and said, David, we also want to help you on funding. So their commitment to the program is as wide and deep as you can get. And so when you go to the Hill, it's not only HR3854. There's a Fitzpatrick, McCollum, Costa, Barletta letter also circulating to protect every one of our dollars and to reject the administration's proposed cuts on that. That's because of these two individuals.
Well, and our staffs have been working together, so our staffs have both asked us to shamelessly plug when you're into the offices, not only asking people to sign on to the bill, but to sign on to the program request. And it's no joke, the deadline's April 1st, so there is some urgency into that. So if you just, tell them who you're representing, and, if you're with, the R team, mention my colleague from Pennsylvania, Mr. Fitzpatrick. If you're over with the Ds, you can mention me. And if you mention us both in the same breath, that usually gets people's attention that this is a bill that they really should be looking at, because there is, an attempt to work together. And we are hungry to work together on issues. So people will take a look at it, but we need your help. April 1st is the deadlines for the appropriation sign-on letter, and then if you can get them on this, you can get them on the bill.
I want to share a secret with you. I've downplayed the chances of passage on CSBG because after all, it's not a lot is getting through Congress, and you've got the administration out there. Both Congresswoman McCollum and Congressman Fitzpatrick privately are saying, David, we want to win. We're in this because we want to win. And so the leadership, the team that's assembled, they're not doing it simply for the applause and the kind words that we and you say to them. They're doing it because they believe in the program, number one, and number two, they also have a belief and a commitment that in these times we can make poverty and our poverty programs a bipartisan priority of Congress. So I know you've got a busy, busy, busy day ahead of you, and I know that it was a lot to get over here at 7:30 in the morning. But I also want you to know that you have gone the extra mile for us. Everyone in this room and tens of thousands of people like them around the country are going to go the extra mile for you. So,
thank you.
Thank you.